Listen up, people. Manscaped have done it again. This time, it's the Chairman Pro, giving you a clean, close shave. The Chairman Pro is waterproof. The Chairman Pro has long-lasting battery life. And you use the code FTM20 and you will get 20% off of this product.
Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. 12 Man's back. This is London is back. It's a Sunday evening. It's been a mad day of football. There's been goals galore this weekend, and we're here to discuss it. We're going to talk about Arsenal Palace with myself, Dee, and Lee. We've also got Don in the house talking about Chelsea's drop points, and we're going to start with Tottenham, who get battered everywhere they go, and they really do. It is getting quite embarrassing as far as Spurs are concerned. Now, they are already 2 points in front of West Ham, who are the dustiest team ever, according to Deji. There's no Deji tonight, I'm afraid, though. He has gone to the game and he's taking his son out for dinner. So, yeah, I know maybe social services are going to call for some child abuse stuff going on there, because that's cruel, man. That is cruel. But big up to him. I hope he's all good. Lawless is not about tonight. He's with his family for Christmas. So, I thought we'd go as a 4. Let's talk about Spurs first before we get into the Arsenal and City and the Palace game and Chelsea games. Like, Don, let's start with you, bro. Like, we have Deji on here a lot and he likes to talk a lot, but I think he's going to run out of cockiness soon, because he's going to owe you some serious dollar, bro, because this is not happening. This Tottenham situation above Chelsea is done and dusted and buried, and it's like been slammed and fried and cooked. I think they're one of the worst teams defensively to watch. Now, I know they've got their back pair out at the moment, but they are a mess, bro. And I actually don't really know how this Ange Postecoglou's still here, bro. I just got to be real.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Honestly, when I'm watching Tottenham, it's so easy. They're so predictable, right? Offensively and defensively, right? You know, when you watch Tottenham, especially at home, you know that they're going to entertain you, bro. You know they're going to leave so many spaces in behind, right? I knew Salah would fucking cook today as well, because how much space he would just get in those wide areas and the injuries that they've got as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know a lot of Spurs fans right now are saying, oh, what do you expect us to do with this back line? But for me, it's like, if you're going to keep Ange with this style of play, because it's very intense with the pressing from the front, you know, the defenders inverting and that, you're going to consistently keep getting injuries, bro. You know, that's the problem that I had with Poch as well, because that style of play is consistently going to give you injuries. So they can say, yeah, but we didn't have that many players and that. We didn't have this guy fit. We didn't have that guy fit. Bro, maybe it's time to move on, because this manager, right, he understands what he doesn't seem to understand, but we know that Levy isn't really going to build the squad that well, right? And if you're not building a squad that well, and you've got a manager that's playing a style of play that's going to consistently injure people, you're going to have a catch-22 every single time, Potts. You're going to have the same problem. You know what I mean? We're going to be having the same conversations next season as well, if Ange is still here, about this guy missing and that guy missing and that guy missing and that guy missing. And I'm not blaming it all on Ange, of course, but I've seen it at my club. When you've got a manager that plays that style of play where it's intense pressing, you are going to pick up more injuries. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's the problem that they're going to have, innit? But today, listen, their heads just dropped. This is what I was saying when we went there as well, Potts. I said we need to go to 3 points lane, yeah, and make sure that we score first, because their heads are just going to drop. You know what I mean? Right? Even when they were coming back in the game and that, I was like, yeah, these men ain't gonna come back and draw the game. They just haven't got the minerals for it. You know what I mean? So it's just embedded in their club, innit? It's their DNA, bro, to be bottling things, to have shit mentality. I heard today that on TV, the crowd was just completely quiet. I was there the other week as well. They were quiet in that game. Even when they were winning, they were quiet, bro. You know what I mean? So it's just Tottenham.
Can I just interrupt you there for a sec, Don, right? Do you remember this?
I'm going to make a statement on this channel. If Chelsea are not top 10 come Christmas, please, can we remove Don and can we get a new brother in, please? Can we remove him? If they're not top 10, can we get a new brother in?
Look how Lee was just kicking in the corner there. Look how he was laughing in the corner, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Could you chat so much crap? That's not. Listen, man. Anyway,
so I showed you, man. In the summer, yeah, I was very, very confident that there's no way we're gonna finish below Tottenham, bro. There's no way, yeah. And that was before we even finished our window. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I could see the signs from last season, Potts. We were so bad, and we only finished what was it, 3 points behind them, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, long may it continue, man. This ain't the last result we're gonna see like this of Tottenham this season. You know, they're gonna keep picking up more injuries. When's their centre back supposed to be back? In the new year?
A few weeks, New Year, I think.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit boring cooking Tottenham, to be honest with you, because is what they are, innit? This is what they are. But I'll be real. There's not really much you can do with fucking Archie Gray and Dragonson at the back, man.
Oh man, that he's horrible. That Dragonson is awful, man. He's terrible. Like
the defending in the box, Potts, was just terrible. It was like watching Palace again, D. I swear down. When I'm watching how they were trying to defend in the box today, it was unbelievable. They made it so easy for Liverpool, bro, to just score. It's like they just gave up. It was weird, bro. It was weird. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, they've got to hold that one. They just got to hold that one because he's beyond delusional, bro. You don't think I'm delusional? He is the fucking epitome of it, bro.
Imagine Don. Yeah, apparently he is. Yeah. He is Angel. He wants Angel. Well, he wants him out, shake it all about. But he's got to be out now. I mean, to be fair, Lee has been saying for how long that this guy's rubbish and he's a clown, this Postecoglou. Yeah. And like, you know, Deji didn't want to hear it, but bro, I don't get it.
Like, I also said Liverpool win the league and everybody, you know, had their opinion. So it is what it is, right? Like
fair play, man.
I'm not too sure. I said Arsenal would finish third, and you know, that's another one. So I'm not doing too bad so far. Like I'm not.
Wait, he's gonna finish second then.
I don't know. It's definitely not Arsenal. I don't know.
Who's it gonna be though? You say the team that you think is gonna finish second, bro.
Could be Chelsea. I don't mind. I actually don't mind. I actually don't mind who it is. I don't necessarily have an issue who finishes third. But anyway, let's not digress. Obviously, Spurs. I said it for a while, man. Spurs are, as Don said, like this is what Spurs do, man. Spurs are perennial bottlers. Spurs, and the thing is, Spurs can lose a game. Like I'm not even going to kill Spurs today because, genuinely speaking, losing your two centre backs, it is difficult, and you have to play a centre mid in that area, and you don't even have the likes of Ben Davies. And it reminds me a little bit when we went there last 2 years ago, and I think it was 3 years ago actually. So, and we lost to Spurs away, and we had to play Rob Holding, and we didn't have Tom Yasu, and we didn't have, you know, Saliba. So I understand that. So I'm not here to really cook, but the manager's not good enough. He's very, very poor. Like he doesn't know how to find different ways to set up his team to navigate through certain games. Like whatever you want to say about Chelsea, look at how Maresca, he does find ways to figure out games. Today obviously didn't work, but he does find ways. When you look at Arteta, more time than not, he does find ways. When you look at every other manager, but with him, he tries to play the same way with bang average players, and it just doesn't work. And that is inept. That just shows that he's clearly not got the capabilities to try and navigate with the players he's got. So look, like it is partly on the players, it's part on the board, but I put a lot on it on the manager. I really do, because ultimately you can't keep playing the way you're playing and expecting the same results. It just doesn't work. So yeah, man, like
he's too stubborn. He's too stubborn. He's being stubborn. That's what I told Deji when we beat them. I said, like, after we got the result against them, I said I won't be surprised if you go and beat Villa and Man City in the next couple of games when you have them. And what happened? They ended up getting a result after losing to Palace, and then they'll go lose to Ipswich. They just can't be consistent enough under this manager. It's impossible. It's impossible to be consistent because he doesn't change it up. So he knows that 1 week it will suit certain teams that to play against. The other week, when he doesn't change it up, other teams will be able to adapt to it. So I'm not surprised. He's too naive as a manager. He's being naive. He's getting found out. Yes, every team has injuries, and injuries definitely does play a part. And you can look at Spurs' squad as well, because the squad ain't really up there in terms of, like, when you look at the bench, etc. Even though Deji at times said that they had a better squad depth than Arsenal. I think it was earlier on in the season. But yeah, the depth ain't there. I think it goes all the way to the top.
Only Man City, he said. Only Man City's got a better squad than them. That's what he said.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, innit? But regardless of it, you have to adapt. If you don't have the squad depth, if you don't have the players to play that system, you have to adapt. But his way is one way for Ange, and that's the only way it could be. Like that, and that's a bad thing. Yeah, a good manager has to make one or two tweaks, and he just doesn't. He doesn't. Madison once again hooked today. Some people were saying, I was watching the Big Six, and Tobes was getting pissed off.
Tobes' head lost, man.
Yeah, his head was gone. That was hilarious. But like, yeah, and when Madison comes off, it's like, who comes on? I know they still scored 2 goals after it, but Yeah, it's still surprising me. Who have they got next? They'll probably go thrash them. It's just too inconsistent. It's no surprise.
Look at
That's
this
the
bench.
thing with
Look at this
Spurs.
bench, D man. Look at the bench, bro. You had Bergvall on the bench, Brennan Johnson, Werner, Brandon Austin, who's a goalkeeper, Reguilon, Udogi didn't even start. He got dropped for what's his name? Spence.
Yeah.
You had he's been shit to be fair. Udogi hasn't been great. Dorrington, you got Callum Olosesi, Will Lancashire, bro. Like honestly, you've got they've got a big fancy stadium with just absolute nonsense.
Did you see the Squid Games? Today, they had like people from the Squid Game walking around the pitch, apparently whilst the game was going on. Whilst I don't know, I can't remember what score it was. Like, the score changed.
People from the Squid Game.
Yeah, like
But the
it's
thing
just
is, we can laugh at the board, we can laugh at all of these things, but it does come down to the manager. The manager, let's not. Well, even if we remove today's game where they lost 6-3, they lost against Ipswich. They dropped points against Leicester. They lost against Crystal Palace, who aren't a bad team at all. But at that moment in time, they weren't playing well.
We haven't won a single game, I don't think, at that point. It was our first
there you
one
go. So, and Ipswich, I think they've only won one game this or whatever, how many, 2 games or whatever it is.
Yeah,
so,
one of this
like,
match.
let's just keep it a buck, man. Like, the manager's not good enough. Like, we can keep going on about the bench, we can go on about all the different things. But look, whether I agree with Tobes or not, I think he's an absolute hooligan at times. He's crazy. But taking off Maddison does nothing for you. Like, it actually does nothing for you. So, like, and then bringing on Berghull, who I think is absolutely bang average. I know he's 18 years old, but people were going on like he's the Swedish Messi or whatever it is. And I'm like, nah, like, I don't see it. That ain't it, dog.
I ain't seen enough from this kid yet, but
that ain't it, dog. That ain't it, dog. Like,
you can see a player in there, innit? It's a shame for him. He's gone to, for me, he shouldn't have gone Spurs, bro. You know what I mean? He better hope that he does something and ends up getting a move. You know what I mean? But the whole institution, Potts, is a combination of both. I hear you, Lee. I agree with you. For me, my take on Ange changed when we played them last season, Potts, and he wasn't trying to drop that high line with 9 men. That's when I'm like, yo, like, this guy's crazy. You know what I mean? Because before that, I was bigging him up, bro. I was telling Patrick, I think this guy's good. I think this guy will change your team.
Never rated him.
You know what I mean? And then after that game, that's when I was like, nah, so many alarm bells are going off in my head.
Bearing in mind, this is the current London Manager of the Year, by the way. I just want everybody to know.
How did he win that? How did he win that, by the way? How did he win that?
Yeah, so
how did
he? They're shit in London, man. Managers are crap in London. Let me tell you that.
Is it because they started
judged differently?
It was last season. I think he started the season well. Maybe I don't know.
Could have been David Moyes, man. David Moyes is the only one who won a trophy. All the rest of us.
I don't know how. Yeah, that was.
Who do you think that they'll go for next, though? Because let's be real with it. The inevitable is going to happen. I think you'll probably get sacked, right? Maybe Gary O'Neill if he doesn't get a job.
Nah, you're mocking it. You're mocking it. O'Neill.
What do you mean? Well, Gary O'Neill can go
there's no way.
And potentially defend better than.
They want to get after Areola. That's what Tottenham fans want. I think Areola at Bournemouth. That's what they want.
He shouldn't leave Bournemouth to go to Tottenham, bro.
No,
but the thing is, you look up. Yeah, Bournemouth are doing well, but look at the capacity. Look how big Bournemouth are, like 10k capacity. Like, there's only so much you can do with Bournemouth. Like, we can laugh about Spurs. Spurs got potential. I do think. Let's say Gary O'Neill. I don't think Gary O'Neill's going to join. Well, let's say whoever joined as a manager, they can get more out of the squad if they're adapted. But then again, I think there's a bigger problem at Spurs. Nothing's going to change.
You know what? It don't matter. It don't matter who they get because they all laughed at Nuno. Oh, he's awful. Look at what he did with Wolves. Look at what he's now doing with Forest. They laughed at who they got when they got him. They've got Conte. They've got Mourinho now. They had Poch. They had the project manager. They had the win now manager. They had the will get you across the line manager. And they ain't got across the line at all. And they go on about how successful they were under Poch. They weren't successful. They didn't win anything. They won nothing under this brother. So I was telling people, this is not a manager thing. This is absolutely a club thing. And I hear what Lee's saying. Postecoglou absolutely has to hold L's in terms of the one-way plan A, and that's it, my way or the highway, 100%. But they've tried every single manager going, every single one. So
yeah, that's what
I don't know
know.
where
It's the ownership problem. It's the ownership problem. That's what it is.
They've
had all types of managers.
I think there's 2 points here. Nobody on this panel is cussing Spurs for losing. No one. It's the way they lose. You don't have to lose 6-3. So that my point is when we're talking this isolated game, I'm not going to shamelessly come in and cuss Spurs. Nobody's cussed Spurs on this panel today. No one, because I think with a logical head and the context, you're missing your starting left back. I don't know if he was on the bench actually. I think Adoji
On
was
the bench, bro. Dogie got benched.
Okay, fine. Adoji's on the bench. Fine. He wanted to change and put Jed Spence there. They're missing their two centre backs, and obviously I forgot they're missing their keeper as well. Come on, that is actually like a very, very difficult task. But find a different way. Like try and nullify some of the things that Liverpool do. Try and put some pressure on Trent so he can't push the ball in from the freedom of bloody N17. Like he just can shoot and pass and do what he wants. Try and find different ways to navigate them and defend better. And what they do is they just open Yash every single week, just going down Soho. Yeah, just go down the red light district, and it's just a free for all. Every single time they went forward, they looked like they could score, and that is my only thing. My thing is, it's clearly on him. If he lost 3-1, but it was a tough game, they were dogged. Even Everton don't have quality, but they came to the Emirates, and for large parts of that game, they looked half decent in terms of defense. We were very poor as well. But all I'm saying is set your team up to try and give them a fighting chance to win the game. That's all I'm saying. Give them a fighting chance. And what the manager does, he fucking throws players out there and just like allows them to, look like these rookies. And yeah, they're not good, but you've got an 18-year-old in the center of your defense. Can you give him a bit of cover? Can you find a way to put two banks of four and have two players up front to kind of, spring attacks? Can you do something different than the ordinary that you do every single week, which has got you beaten by Crystal Palace, beaten by Arsenal, beaten by Chelsea, beaten by what's the other team that they lost against? Ipswich, beaten by, didn't they lose to Fulham? They just lose every single week, and it's boring now. So come on, man! Like we got to stop like negating away from the owners. The owners didn't ask Ange to put an 18-year-old there and not help him and not have any cover of him. The owners didn't ask Ange.
But they went and signed. They went and signed that 18.
Yeah, they went and signed this place though.
Yeah, okay, fine. But they did. But find a different way. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's not Ange. That's not Ange.
The thing I'm saying with Tottenham, obviously you want every single manager to be able to have variety in their game and to manage different situations, right? But we can clearly see that Ange doesn't know how to manage that, right? And as long as they have Levy in charge, we know he's never going to be overly ambitious to the point where he can just go splash and buy all these experienced players. Because, bro, Spurs have the money to go pay the wages if they want. They've got the money to go and attract these players. Bro, like, look at their stadium. It's the best stadium in the league. You're playing in London. It's the Premier League. They're still a top 6 side. Like, realistically, if an Arab, for example, or like an rich American wanted to come in, they would look at Spurs as an attractive proposition. And I pray they never have an owner that just blows Levy out of the water and says, do you know what? Let me just sell up. Because Tottenham can definitely attract rich owners, right? But as it is right now, Levy will never go above and beyond to change what's going on with the club. Therefore, he needs to be able to find a manager that can adapt and work with basically a mediocre squad. That's what it is. Spurs will most likely always have a mediocre squad, bro, right? Because they just never build. They never really squad build in a way where it's like,
that's on Levy.
This guy on the bench, and this guy on the bench, and that guy on the bench. Do you know what I mean?
That's on the owner.
I agree. I agree, and I think
That's
what Dee said. I agree. I think Daniel Levy is the biggest problem, man. But listen, love on Spurs. Don, I got this in the chat. Don's saying Arsenal's washed when we drew to Everton. Seems like Chelsea are washed too. Then I texted you earlier. I said, Don, they'll lose to or draw to Everton, Don. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when Arsenal did, it was absolute fireworks. And that's what you did, man. I didn't see the game. I told you I didn't see the game with my niece and nephew today. I had no idea if he played well or if it was a disaster. But all I could do was listen to, what's his name? I've forgotten his name on Gillette Soccer Saturday. Is it Jay Bothroyd? Have I made that up? I think it was Bothroyd doing the game. Yeah, it was. And he was like, Everton had one of the best chances of the game. It was like a tap-in, but should have scored. But I didn't see the rest of it, man. So how was it? Were you bad? What was going on, man?
Yeah, man, it was a dead game. I'll be honest with you, Potts, man. It was a dead game. You know, lack of urgency from us, especially on the ball. In attack, our attack was just shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the first half, you know, look, let me start off with the lineup actually, because we started Disasi at right back in the game. We started Gusto at left back for this one, and you had Tosin and Colwell, right? But the thing is, Gusto was inverting into the midfield. You know what you've usually been seeing with Cucurella, where he goes into the midfield. it's been Gusto that's been doing that role. But like I've told you lot already 1,000,001 times, when Gusto plays as an 8 or as a 10, he just breaks down too many attacks. In front of goal, he's not clinical enough. You know what I'm saying? In and around the 6-yard box when he's playing in midfield, he breaks down our attacks. He hasn't really got a good relationship with Madueke when he plays in that role. He hasn't really got a good relationship with Sancho when he plays on the left half space as well. So I was looking at him thinking, bro, he's not really going to be that effective in this game. That's where I'm looking at the likes of Jackson, Sancho, right? Neto to turn up in this game. Because we know how Everton are going to set up. They're just going to sit back and try and counter you when they get a chance. You know what I mean? But then before the game, I saw Dwight McNeil wasn't even available for the game, bro. And he's created their most big chances this game. You know what I'm saying? And before the game, in my preview, I was looking at it, bro, because I've watched a lot of Everton games. Only Southampton have scored less goals than them pots. They've scored 8 goals out of 14 from set pieces. Yeah. And looking at us right now, we're firing. We've got everyone fit in attack pretty much. You know, we've scored the most goals in the league at the minute. I expect us to get at least 1 or 2 goals. And in that first half, we created some good chances to score those goals, bro. Jackson, right in front of goal. You know, Palmer created a very good chance for him. He missed. People will say Gusto should have done better, but bro, the ball was so high, D. Remember how high the ball was? Like, Gusto wasn't able to do anything with that chance. And then we got a corner, Enzo Fernandez, sick ball into the box. And then Jackson hits the post. But other than that, in the second half, it was the same old shit, bro. You know, Palmer was non-existent in the game. I was seeing Decore doing a very good job on him. But at the same time, what I was saying to the group chat is, regardless of players trying to mark Palmer out the game, believe in his ability, bro. Give him the ball quickly, because I believe he's got the ability to get out of tight situations when he's getting marked. You know what I'm saying? And there was certain parts in the game where was looking quite urgent on the ball. He looked a little bit better at that period. But most of the time, I can't lie, bro, he was Casper in this game. You know what I mean? He wasn't good in the game, right? Sancho, I thought, should have done a little bit more against Ashley Young. He took him on a few times. He got booked. He got sent off. Sorry, he didn't get sent off. He got subbed off, Ashley Young. But overall, Sancho didn't really have a good game. Neto, apart from 1 or 2 crosses, again, didn't really do much. It was a good performance defensively from Everton. And for us as well, Tosin was very good in the box. He made a vital block. That's the block that you're hearing when you were listening to the commentary pots. And Sanchez made some good saves as well. I think he made 2 good saves. So overall, I can't even be like mad about it, because end of the day, our defense is what actually helped us get a point. Our attack in this game was woeful, bro. I can't lie, it was bad. That's only the second time this season where we haven't scored a goal. And the first game where we did that was against Man City back in August. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately for us, we just didn't show up in attack today. It was poor in attattack today, man.
Gunalia, I see you feel like you want to come in, man. What
you know what? I just wanted to, because I know you got like 3,000 followers on Twitter. Can you tweet so that it makes everything fair? Can you tweet that Palmer was Casper today? I think that's what you should do. I think you should let everybody know, because probably I know a lot of people do watch your content. I actually watched your video today, so I'm going to be fair as well. I watched it. I made sure I watched your post-match analysis. So, but I feel like you need to make sure that everybody knows that, you know, Casper was, you know, but Palmer was very Casperish today. I saw only a few weeks ago when Arsenal played the likes of Everton, a certain somebody tweeted Martin Casper more snot blown than chances created. The great captain hooked again with a Casper emoji. He said Rice, 0 control in those legs, hooked with a little Rice emoji. And that whole attack, snot nose. Them man there would find their set piece matchup today. Job well done from Everton. Tick. So I think what you should do is you should reciprocate that same energy and let everybody know that, you know, certain man got, what's the line you like to use? What's the line you like to use? Stinker and hooked. That's the one that you like to use, right? So
he didn't even get hooked.
I know he didn't. But I think you should let everybody know how Casperish, you know, the likes of Palmer was today. I think you should let everybody know how Casperish some of your players were today, because, you know, when Arsenal play the same team, and I also want to do, just for context, so it doesn't look like I'm trying to like do any funny behavior here. Obviously, you know, Palmer played the whole 90 minutes, 0.08 expected goals, 0.33 expected assists. He had 54 touches in a game in 90 minutes. Comes out 80% accurate passing today. But if I compare that to the likes of, the likes of Odegaard in that same game that we played at Everton, 88% passing. He had one big chance that he missed. I also saw today that Palmer had a big chance created, but no big chances made, or for himself or anything like that. So the performances aren't that dissimilar, but one gets a lot of slack on Twitter from you, and the other doesn't.
I'm a shit. Hold on, Lee. Hold on. I think one thing you forget, is I'm a shameless Chelsea fan. Right?
Okay.
You are a shameless Arsenal fan, right? If you want to have the same energy,
I don't want to. I just want energy.
If you want to mock my club, if you want to mock my club, you're more than welcome to do that on your platform, bro. On your Twitter.
You know why I don't want to. I don't want to mock your club. I don't want to mock your club because I've held my hands up. Palmer's a very good player. But when it comes to the likes of you and Arsenal, you and D, I think Osho will attest, you are very, very different the way that you talk about Arsenal players. But it's fine. We know you're shameless now. Okay, we got it.
Did I not just sit here and literally say, Palmer?
Okay, can you just let? Okay.
Let me check. I've got the same
3.3 thousand followers on Twitter. Can you say X? Can you let them all know that Palmer was Casperish today? Can you tweet that? Can you let all of them know?
Bro, I've criticized Palmer numerous times this season. This is what I'm saying. I'm not scared of criticizing my players, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and overly defend him. And like I said, even though he was being doubled up or the Corey done a job on him, bro, he had the same problem last year at the Bridge. But guess what? When he played Everton at the Bridge, he scored 4 goals in that game, right? And we beat Everton 6-0. You know what I'm saying? That was the major difference, right? I've seen Palmer.
I just want you to see the how you treat one player compared to another. That's all I want.
Bro, I've got. Listen, I'm not scared. I'm never scared to criticize my players. Yeah, I thought Enzo Fernandez had a good game.
Can you do it on X as well? Can you do it on X so we will see?
Brother, that's me being in my shameless bag. If you want to be shameless, you're more than welcome to do the same.
I don't want to do it.
I've got no problems with you doing that. But today,
Palmer better than Saka.
I was disappointed. We're not doing this again, man. We're not doing this again.
No, I'm just curious for your opinion on it.
We're not.
I did say it's a long season, innit? I did say it's a long season. We're only like halfway through now.
And there's another point to this D as well, because really, can we find out why you didn't actually really win the game? Because all your players were rested during the week. All of your players were rested. You didn't play anybody during the week.
Yeah, like listen, Maresca made subs quite late. He brought on Nkunku. He took off Jackson. Jackson wasn't great in the game. He took off Neto as well from Madueke. Madueke came on. He was shocking, bro. Like I've said. The problem today wasn't our defense. I thought Caicedo had a good game as well. He was helping us win the ball back. Enzo Fernandez was very good in build up.
Decent today, Caicedo. He did look good.
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez was good in build up as well. But end of the day, this was a game where the likes of Felix and that, you want to bring them on to bring a little bit of chaos, a little bit more oomph. Like there wasn't enough of just bam, 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 bam. It was very slow and lackadaisy. And apparently the commentator pods actually said apparently the win today was worse than when the game got postponed against Liverpool. That's what they were saying on commentary, bro. Right?
Wow.
The guys they're trying to put the ball down for a free kick Everton, and the ball was just flying away. Yeah. And I'm not using that as a reason as to why we drew or whatever, because it was both.
You sound like Ty, man. Was it raining?
I'm letting you know what they were saying on commentary. And the thing that annoyed me, right, is in the second half we were going going like with the wind, right, and we didn't play enough balls in behind, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was the game today was very lazy. It's like guys just
blaming the wind.
It's like the wind an hour before the game, bro, and just said, "Yeah, let's go play. Let's go see if we can win today." It wasn't good.
So the wind impacted your game play. Like it didn't help you lot.
For both teams, of course it did. Bro, if you've played football, you know how shit.
Yeah, I know. But is that what you're saying for today though? Like the wind?
No, I'm saying today was lacking a lot of intensity, but I can't ignore the fact that for both teams, they probably weren't able to play their game to their best of their ability, bro. You know what I mean? Everton were trying to win a lot of fouls. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get another set piece. You know, I thought Disasi had a good game up against Tavoski as well, right? Again, defense wasn't a problem. It was offensively today that was the problem. But again, man, I'm not overly concerned in it because
I've done my shameless stuff. So let's get serious. Can we get to the point where I know you've bigged up Madueke, I know you've bigged up Jackson, but when we say that these players, maybe just like some of the Arsenal players, when we get to it, so you can have your time to say that, they are not good enough for you to win the league. Now, I'm not saying you said that, so I'm not jumping on your back. What we're saying is when you big up these players, I know you big them up because everybody cusses some of your players like Madueke, but can you get to the point where you acknowledge what we were saying, like D especially, so we have to give him a lot of props, that players like Jackson, even if they score a hat-trick in a game, it doesn't mean they're good enough. It means they're playing well currently, but to get you to the next level, they're not at the required level to get you to that point. Because that's what a game like today, you needed a finisher, you needed a gunman. And in the first half, I watched most of the first half. Jackson missed 2 clear chances. He should have scored. Yeah. And he didn't. And when D talks about it, and when he talks about some of your players, say, bro, they are good, they're playing well, but they are not them guys. They're not Drogba. They are not the guys that you have been, you've had in your historic last 20 years, last 30 years. I'm not saying you said that. I'm not saying that. I'm not jumping in your back. But when we talk about that, because what's going to happen, I'm telling you, what's going to happen. Next 3 weeks, Madueke is going to have a sick game. And then all of a sudden, all hell's going to break loose from you. You're going to gas them up. You're going to say this. It's going to come. Ask everybody. You're going to do it. So can we just get to the point where we now understand that your players are doing very, very well, but we need to see a little bit more from some of these players. Some of these players have to step up to a certain level where they're currently not at.
Yeah, but the thing is that with Jackson, I can't even get onto him too tough in terms of his finishing this year, bro, because his conversion rate has been very good. We've seen an improvement in the types of goals that he's scoring. But we all know that we need someone that's a little bit more of a natural striker, right? I don't know if you watched our game against fucking Shamrock because you're so obsessed with us, Lee. Yeah. If you look at Gil, for example, you can clearly see he is a natural striker, bro. Right? That's something that we're missing, and I've said it many times. Like, I'm not happy with just going with Jackson, but end of the day, I'm happy with Jackson's development, bro. Right? In isolation, but at the same time, if we can go get a Gokeres in January, we can go get Gokeres in the summer. I'm all for it, bro. Yeah. I'm a Chelsea fan, bro. I've seen many strikers at my club at the same time, bro. Yeah. We had fucking Anelka, Drogba. You know what I'm saying? All these men all together, playing together. Right. So, end of the day, today was another example where it's like, okay, cool. Maybe we do need a box striker. In January, go look at a striker, or in the summer, go buy a striker. But every Chelsea fan will tell you this, bro. We know Jackson is improving and Jackson can become world class for me, but we still need a different profile of striker where you could just lob in some.
How many players are you away, Don? How many players are you away from winning the league?
Bro, do you know what it is though, Potts? Like, looking at what we're up against this time round, yeah, we're not up against a Man City that went on to win the treble, or a Liverpool side that had Klopp before. These I'm not looking at a giant at the minute, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So it's a funny one, bro. Right? So listen, for me to win the league this time round, I'll probably go get a centre back in January. I don't think a striker is that much of a necessity. I think Jackson would still be able to score, and people around him would still be able to chip in all honesty. But it would help. It would help. I'll probably say centre back for sure, man. Because
last season, Arsenal got the most goals we've ever scored in the league, and it wasn't enough because in those crunch moments, we didn't have that killer. So we scored bare goals, but when we needed that goal against Fulham, when we needed those goals against West Ham, when we needed those goals against Crystal Palace, when we needed those goals in certain games, we didn't have them, and we needed a certain type of striker. So listen, Jackson has done excellently well. I think people are on his back again because of what he did last season, not giving him his praise. But 100%, bro, you do need a striker, bro. It's imperative to get a striker.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is what I'm saying. Like,
and you need goal scoring wingers, bro. You need like Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying, but the thing is, I'm looking more at a centre back, more urgent than I am a striker.
And a keeper, you need a keeper as well.
Bro, listen, keeper, that's not going to happen in January, bro. And the past few games, even again today, that's like 4 games in a row. Sanchez has been good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about Sanchez. It's all in his head. It's all in his head, bro. Right? The past 4 games, he's actually been at a very good level. He's saved. He's got so many points the past few games.
But don't get gassed by these 4 weeks. That's what we're saying.
I'm not getting gassed.
Bro. He's dead, bro. He's dead. He's actually dead.
Bro, listen, he's got a bozo moment in him. But Sanchez, when you actually break down his attributes and what he brings to the team, a lot of the time, he's not as bad as what people try and make him out to be. My problem with Sanchez is his concentration levels, right? And how he just gives the ball to opposition at times.
That won't win you the league, Don. That won't win you the league.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Of course he won't win the league, but I'm being realistic, bro. In January, we're not gonna disrupt the team.
Haven't you got like 8 goalkeepers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've got Jorgensen, we've got Sanchez, and then what, you want us to bring in another goalkeeper, drop Sanchez, Jorgensen's now third choice. Like, it's not going to happen logistically, bro. That's what I'm saying. For now, we just have to stick with what we've got, because I know in January we're not going to sign a new goalkeeper, bro.
I'm telling you, I'm taking Pickford. I'm taking Crystal Palace's keeper. I'm taking bare keepers over Sanchez, bro. I swear down, bro.
Bro, what sticks with you is the bad moments. That's why you forget the good.
Bro, every game, yeah, he makes bare mistakes, bro.
No, he just ain't good enough.
It's not good enough. I don't want him at my club anymore. I have to be fair. If I'm cooking the guy when he's shit, I have to big him up when he's been playing well. And I can't lie, the past 3-4 games, he's been very good, bro. Very good. So we just have to hope. That's what it is for me with Sanchez. I literally have to hope that he just doesn't have a scramble moment at the back. You know what I mean?
Are you still in a title race, Don? You are. Today doesn't change it, no?
Of course we are, bro. Of course we're still in a title race, man. I think we'll beat Fulham when we play them at the Bridge. Their defense is not as hard as Everton's, in all honesty. And I think you're gonna see a big change there, man. Cucurella will come back into the lineup. He was a big miss today, man, because like I said, the connection on that left-hand side with Gusto and Sancho, it just wasn't really helping. Second half, Enzo and Gusto changed round. So Gusto was inverting next to Caicedo and playing in a pivot. But by then, it was a little bit too late. They just locked it off. But I have to big up Everton as well, man, because defensively, they were very good, man. Branthwaite, Tarkowski, they were good. Ashley Young was actually all right as well. Mikalenko, he was good on that side as well. So, and their midfield, they just weren't really giving us much space in between there. So I have to big them up, man. I think a draw is definitely a fair result. I'll be real.
Yeah, even though you could have won it, and they could have won it as well. To be fair,
that's what I'm saying.
Because I think in the second half they created better chances than you lot did. Because in the first half I can't remember them creating anything, but in the second half they did. In the first half it was you lot. But I'll be real, like I don't think this. I know people talk about the title race, but the title race ain't over, man. I remember when Potts was asking me the question about, is Liverpool are favourites, 100%. But like all it takes is one injury, and that goes to like other teams as well. For example, Saka's now injured. We'll see what happens with that. And then with Chelsea, we'll see if Palmer stays fit, for example, or if any other player gets injured. With Liverpool, if a Salah gets injured, that's like the title race is wide open and it's actually competitive for the first time. But yeah, I feel like Chelsea, we'll see what you do in January. Can you even spend money? You spend so much.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. Badiashile was injured for a minute now. Fofana's out as well. I don't know what we're gonna do in it. I don't know who we're gonna bring in. Really and truly, I don't know. I don't know what positions, because we've got a big squad.
When you looked to that Arajo, is it Arajo?
Yeah, but he just signed a new contract. He just signed a new contract, Potts.
We wanted him. Yeah, he signed an 80 million release clause. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like an 80 million release.
He ain't going to be about him. He ain't going to be about. So
what I'm interested in.
Chelsea need four players, I think. I think they do need a striker. I think they need a goalkeeper, a centre-back, and I think they need another fullback as well, because as much as I rate Gusto and I rate Cucurella, that's it, because James is like made of glass. And that's literally it.
Josh Achimpong's been promoted. Josh Achimpong's been promoted. So you won't see us buy another fullback right now.
How good is he then? I don't know anything about him. Is he good?
He's a player. He's a player. I remember he came on against Spurs last season. He helped us see out that win. He was very good in the box. And then, he's been playing Conference League. He had a very good game the other day. Highly rated, man. A lot of big clubs wanted him, like Bayern Munich. He was linked to many clubs because he nearly didn't sign a new contract. So you won't see a fullback coming in, right? But what I'm interested in seeing, Potts, because we know Chelsea are basically like flat track bullies, right? I know we didn't score against Everton today, but that's rare for us not to score in a game. Like I said, the only other game that's happened is against Man City, first game of the season this year, bro. What I want to see is when we face you lot again at the Emirates. When we face Liverpool in May at the Bridge, right? When we face Man City away in January. All these things, they're the things I want to see, because if we still can't get over the line against the big six teams, it will just be a top 4 team for us. We ain't going to win the league. We have to be getting W's against Arsenal's, Man City's, and these teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
What about João Felix? Why is he not playing? Why is he not playing, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
Felix is playing in the Conference League, isn't he? They've got like a Conference team and a Premier League team.
Yeah, I know, but surely João Felix is better in the Conference League,
You should have. I think Nkunku's probably better than João Felix, if I'm honest with you.
Well, Nkunku came on today, didn't you?
Not in the half space. Not in the half space, man. Felix, I'd probably say is better than Nkunku at doing that, right? But Nkunku, again, coming on today off the bench up top, he's not a striker, man. I think in summer he's gone. I'll be real. I don't see a spot for him in the team.
First team, doesn't he? Once first team. I think Man City actually would be a good place for him to go. Real talk. I actually think that would be a good signing for them. But listen, man, we've got to move to Arsenal. D. I know you don't want to, bro. But we're gonna have to. This was an hilarious message I got. From D. Back-to-back games. I refuse to believe that you beat us in both games. Well, I mean, 8 goals later, Jesus all of a sudden has come out for Christmas time and dunked on your team twice, my bro.
Yeah,
so,
I can't lie. I don't know if
normally
you lot
I'll get us to do cookings and stuff, but I'm gonna let you talk first, and then we're gonna come in, man. So go on, talk your talk.
Yeah, I can't lie. If you look at Palace's squad, we're firm believers in God. If you've seen it as well, Mark Gahey, you know, with his armband, he says, "I love Jesus." So there was already warning shots there. Jesus scored what, 1 goal in the last 32 games, and he scored 5 goals against Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace is a mad religious team. There's no surprise to me. We just got confused. I'll be honest. The Wednesday night was peak because I felt hard done by the offside goal. I feel like in the first half with your second squad, yeah, we scored a goal. We didn't create that much, but Arsenal didn't create that much either. And then in the second half, you lot, of course, with everyone coming on, and we were tied as well. You lot managed to beat us, but of course, there was that offside goal. But that is what it is. Yesterday, I refuse to believe that game. If you just look at the stats, yeah, and you ask someone like, what do you predict this game was? There's no way people would predict 5-1 if they didn't see the game. Like, it was pretty much. Also had like one more shot on target than us. We had a similar amount of shots. But I'm not saying that we played great, but we had more of the ball than we did on Wednesday. In the second half we didn't create nothing, yes, but it was a weird game. I just felt like the difference was that Arsenal were clinical, especially in the box, and that's what it fell down to. I think that was the worst defensive performance from this Palace side all season. We rotated and took Chalobah out of the side, and brought in Richards. The thing that I can't comprehend is the fact that Jesus scored 5 goals in the last how many days, considering how bad.
That's when you know you've had a howler. That's when you know you've had a howler, bruv.
That is unreal. Like 5 goals, like. There's so many things that they could speak about, but that's the only thing. But yeah, man, we got thrashed.
Are you worried yet? Are you worried yet? Only almost halfway through, and it's not looking good.
What's not looking good? We only lost like 1 in 9 before this one. But
you're floating around, man. You can't get yourself out of that relegation fight at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, United
floating around, gone out of the cup, again. Do you know what I mean?
Going out of the cup, but Carabao Cup, we never succeed anyways. Last time we went to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup was in 2011. So that's the only thing. But what am I worried about? Like, we're not going to do this gimmick again, because last time I wasn't worried, and now I'm going to be worried because we lost 1 in or maybe 2 now.
Hold on. Let's go back a bit. Because on Thursday and Friday, you were saying a lot about Arsenal, and you were talking a lot about the fact that Arsenal scammed the win against you because we needed VAR when it had nothing to do with the players or the fans or the club.
You lot did cheat your way through,
It was a tournament. So you felt hard done by, but Arsenal have nothing to do with that. Arsenal have nothing to do with the fact that there was no VAR. Arsenal have nothing to do with the fact that it was cheating. But you keep taking it out on Arsenal like we are the bearers of this PGMM.
No, because I find it hypocritical when I see Arsenal fans who
as I said,
where Palace are coming from.
You kept hanging on to that one point, which again I showed you and I proved to you that basically I was at the game. People didn't actually realize that it was offside. I didn't realize. I was celebrating. I was like, bloody hell, what a finish. I didn't realize until afterwards. And when we realized, we were like, whoa, that's mad. And we were thinking to ourselves, how the hell? There was people around me. I was actually lucky enough. I was in a nice little box. And everybody in the box was saying the same thing. Like, why the hell is there no VAR at a Premier League game? Well, at a Premier League stadium. Like, people were saying that constantly. That's the first thing. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Because you lost against us 3-2, sorry. And then the day after that, and the day after that, you came with a lot of vim and all of these different platforms saying that you're going to beat Arsenal and that, you're going to have your first team out. And before the game, you tweeted and you liked the formation, you liked the tactic, you liked the team, all of these things. Only then to lose 5-1. And you was talking a lot of smoke for a team that are where they are in the league and, you know, haven't done all these things. And I told you about Nketiah. That's another thing I said. I said, if you have Nketiah in your team, you're going to be fighting relegation.
Nketiah came on yesterday and he went up front like later on in the game. Like once again, he wasn't up front.
That's besides the point. I said, if
when
you
spend, wait, hold up, he scored against you lot. He scored against you lot Wednesday when he played up front.
If you spend £30 million on Nketiah, I said on this very channel that you're going to be fighting relegation and you could even get relegated. He is that bad. And ultimately, he might have scored 1 goal, he might have scored 10 goals. He's still not good enough.
But Nketiah wasn't a problem. Nketiah is not a problem when you don't create chances. Yesterday, it was the defense that was a problem. It's not like Nketiah was in front of goal and missed chances. That wasn't a problem.
It's the whole team because there's 2 parts of the game. There's scoring and defending, and you don't score enough goals. You don't create enough.
Yeah, that's because of the creativity, not because of Nketiah.
Yeah, you don't create enough
number
chances.
10. When was Nketiah ever number 10?
So when you get in those positions, you get people, as I said, like Nketiah, who can't finish his dinner. So it's just funny how, like, you know, now you've been, you know, you've lost, you've conceded all these goals in the last couple of games against us, and now there's a little bit more humility. I just think sometimes
I'll stand here with chest and say Arsenal's winning jack shit this year.
It doesn't matter. No.
That's why.
No, don't move the goalpost. Don't move the goalpost. No. Don't move. Hold on.
The Arsenal side that beat Arsenal 5-0 in January had more to it. Like this Arsenal side winning nothing this year.
Let's focus. No, hold on. Let's focus on what it is. We're talking about one game. We're talking about one game where man goes against another man, and you will back in your team about that game. You weren't talking about trophies. We're talking, because if you're talking about trophies, it's a null and void conversation because you've never won a trophy in your whole existence.
No, my point was,
let's forget that.
We already debated this point with you before. We already debated this point with you before.
Where you're saying, you're constantly saying that, if you look at the stats, you sound like Deji. And again, this is where I know you're shameless as well. When we went to the Tottenham's ground and we beat them, and you were back in Arsenal, you were saying, well, what does it matter about stats? Because ultimately, we left the ball to Spurs because we knew they couldn't counter-attack. They couldn't do anything worse. They couldn't create any chances, and we won 1-0. Let's just keep it a buck. You got battered because you're not that good of a team.
Nah, it's not just that. It's individual errors. Individual errors. You lot didn't batter us. It was individual errors. Whatever you want
to say, you conceded 5 goals in 1 game. You conceded 3 goals against Jesus, and he then had to add another 2 goals in yesterday, and he should have got 3. Really and truly, that Martinelli's goal, he should have scored. The fact that Martinelli scored a goal against you, even that is absolutely.
So we're not winning. You're not winning. Because end of the day, these games. Let me amount to this. Okay. Go on.
You go.
End of the day, these games and these wins matter because you want to win games to win a trophy, right?
No. Stop moving the goalposts. We're talking about the game. No. Because you were bigging up your chest.
So I'm just telling you, hold up. So has things changed? Is Arsenal gonna win a trophy this year?
That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Hold on.
Because
let me put it to you.
So let me ask you this. Because
what have you learned? What I want to know, Lee, what have you learned from this game? What have you learned? Let me just say something, Lee. Yeah, because I'll be real. Yeah, listen. I'm not even trying to be a hater here or anything, people, because end of the day, if you see your team score 5 goals, right, you're going to be happy. Yeah, especially if it's away from home at Selhurst Park, a place where it's difficult to go, right? And usually, defensively, Palace are normally switched on, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal were very clinical. Jesus to score with both his shots, the first shots he had on goal, right? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Both of them from fucking set pieces as well.
And remember, we missed chances. Remember, after it was 2-1 Arsenal, Mateta in front of goal, like we missed chances. Like on another day, that game could have went offside.
Let me land what I'm saying, yeah. But when I'm watching how Palace are defending for these goals, yeah, it was laughable. So many of them are just ball watching, and the defending was just comical, bro. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe what I was watching, D, because I'm like, yo, usually Palace are better than this in the box. You know what I'm trying to say?
Hold on, but Don.
Hold on, Lee. Let me finish what I'm saying, Lee. Yeah. So yesterday wasn't a performance where I was overly wowed by Arsenal. It didn't make me feel any. It didn't make me feel any different to like, Arsenal are now back and that.
No. Again, no. You're missing my point.
What I'm leaning towards, yeah, is what did you take from the game going forward?
I'm not talking about Arsenal. I'm saying you're proving my point. If Crystal Palace have been poor all season, If Crystal Palace have been defensively shocking all season, if Crystal Palace have injuries all season, then these shouldn't be coming on any platforms big enough thinking that you're going to batter Arsenal, that you're going to beat Arsenal, and then but no, you
We
have
haven't been.
been.
We've been good defensively. We faced Chelsea. We could see the one
No,
goal.
don't do one game. Don't do one game analysis. Don't do one game analysis.
And that's what I'm saying. It was a bunch of individual errors. On another day, Lee, that game goes in a different direction. Mateta takes the chances.
Do one game.
We can actually defend the box, which we have done. Is that game was an anomaly? That game is like it's not worried. I'm not worried about our season.
You're going to reference your Chelsea game. You should have got battered in that game as well, because in the first half, they could have scored 3-4 goals. So let's not do that. Again, I'm doing that game analysis. This season, you've been poor. You've been poor defensively. You've been poor in the midfield. Your manager's made mistakes with the starting lineup. So for you to come with the chest, it's got nothing to do with winning trophies.
So what are you not winning? So as I said, yesterday you won.
I don't need to answer that.
No. But this is what
we're not talking about that.
If we're Palace, I can say, well, we're not a big club. We're not going to win anything. We're not going to.
No.
But that's what it is. That's what it is. End of the day, what significance does this performance? Because that's what we're trying to figure out. Does this performance change the fact that is Arsenal going to win the Champions League if they play like that? Are you going to win the Premier League? Are you going to win the Carabao Cup?
No.
What are you winning? What are you winning? Because in the last 3 to 4 years, we won the same amount of trophies. Nothing. So what are you winning?
Yeah, but Lee, no, forget all of that, yeah, because Lee.
No, I'm not forgetting that. Because man go on platforms and start waffling, chatting all of this stuff, yeah, saying, it's almost like me saying, hold on, me and you before a fight or whatever it is, I'm gonna beat you up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then all of a sudden you get smashed in, you get battered, you get all of these things happen. What are you gonna go and win a world champ? No,
but I'm asking a question. What are you winning?
You were talking all of this smack about Arsenal. You were talking all of this smack saying how you're gonna get revenge. And you didn't. You got smacked 5-1. So don't tell me about stats. Don't tell me about
the reason why I'm laughing. The reason why I'm laughing is because look, Chelsea, I think winning the Conference League. Liverpool probably the Premier League.
I don't care about that.
I don't know. Man City can still win the FA Cup.
Leave the goalpost.
Man City can still win the FA Cup. Are you winning the Carabao Cup? Are you winning the league? No, I'm curious. I'm curious. What do you like from this?
Before the game, that wasn't the agenda. The agenda wasn't anything to do with trophies. The agenda was you were going to beat Arsenal because there was an injustice.
I didn't say beat. I think we could get a result.
The agenda, your rhetoric, your story was that you're going to beat Arsenal because you're going to play your first team, and the other part of it is you're at home, and the last part of it is because you had an injustice on Wednesday, the real team was going to show up. That is what you said. You kept going on about that all week from the Wednesday.
The real team didn't show up though. And the real team doesn't show up because if Eze's not there, if Chalobah's not there, if Walton Decore is still not fit enough to play, that's not the real team. The real team probably will show up when we go to the Everton in April. And you'll see them. You'll see them when you see in April. You'll see in April what happens.
Okay, no, it's got nothing to do with April. You're proving my point. You unsolicited. No one pushed you to say that you was going to beat Arsenal. No one pushed you to go on.
I didn't say we were going to beat Arsenal. I thought we could get a result.
Oh, no, okay, get a result. No one pushed you to say that, but you were bigging up your chest.
Because I don't respect Arsenal. I don't have respect for Arsenal.
Making out like this season. I don't have respect for Arsenal.
Arsenal's fallen off this season.
That's what you was doing.
That's the reality. That's the reality.
You was making out like it's little old Arsenal, and you were going to get
little old Arsenal though. It is though. Okay, you dropped points against Everton not too long ago.
Then when you lose 5-1,
you dropped points against Everton. You dropped points against Everton. Hold on. You're not the same. Arsenal's not meant to be scared right now. I wasn't scared about Arsenal.
This is like Family Guy. You know Family Guy when Peter sees a chicken and they're just fighting for bare long, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've just been fighting for bare long. I'm bored of it, right? Lee, what I want to fucking know.
I don't need to talk about no trophy. Don't ask me about trophies. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the game.
I'm not going to ask you about that. I'm asking you now because, yes, you were very clinical yesterday. We bigged you up. But you know yourself. I don't even need to ask you to that game did not feel like a 5-1 game, bro. Yeah,
I don't care what it felt like, bro. You can use. Hold on.
I want to know.
How does football change where now it doesn't feel, bro? We scored 5 goals. It doesn't.
I know you did. But I'm saying, okay, that's fine. You're very clinical. We bigged you up. What I'm saying now is we can see Saka's gone down, right? Saka's not going to be available for X amount of weeks. I don't know how long he's out for, right? See, Martinelli was playing better on the right, to be fair. Looked a little bit more comfortable on that side, where he's just having to beat his man and use his stronger foot on that side, right? what did you take from that game going forward, bro, in terms of problem solving? Do you think Martinelli?
I took from that we're a much better team than Crystal Palace, and we showed it. That's what I took from it. That because what I need to do is I'm going one game at a time. I don't need to worry about nothing, bro. I didn't come before the game and talk smack. I didn't come after the game and talk smack. I haven't said Crystal Palace or nothing. I've spoken directly.
I still think you're nothing. I still think you're nothing, by the way. I still do. Regardless of that,
that's fine.
Maybe you're better than us. You're better than Pat. I can't say that. That'd be absolutely ridiculous. You beat us 5-1 and you beat us 3-2. But you're still nothing compared to the big clubs because I'll hold you to
no.
standards,
Again,
right? You're moving the goalposts.
Again,
still nothing.
Okay, D. Can you have a conversation where you don't move the goalposts and talk about another team or a trophy? Let's focus on the game yesterday.
Yeah, I think Arsenal played better against us.
Hold on. Let's focus.
You're going back to that again.
No, because it's you're gonna try and make me out to look like I'm the crazy one. You opened out your mouth and you said for 3 days, 2 days, how many days that you were going to get a point from Arsenal. We even saw the message that you said to Potts. You made it out like Arsenal are this, this dead out team, and you're going to do
this.
Yeah,
I still think you are. I refuse to believe that was a 5-1 game. Look, Potts, I beg you bring the stats.
Let me ask you then, Potts.
Hold on. I beg you bring the stats up, yeah? And let's look at the stats. Stats don't mean everything, yeah? But let's look at the stats, because 5-1 is an utter domination in scoreline. That is an utter domination. If you lose 5-1, you got thrashed, yeah? Bring the stats up. Let's pretend that we don't know the score of this game and show it. Because I'm telling you, we faced Arsenal under Arteta in previous years, and you lot have thrashed us. You dominated us and you smoked us. But this time yesterday, despite the scoreline being that, the performance wasn't really that. You just clinical. That was it. There was times where defensively Saliba wasn't great. Saliba wasn't great yesterday. There was times that defensively he was shaking the first half. Arsenal weren't a great side yesterday. I refuse to believe that. We faced Arsenal when you've been even better. And that's the thing. Like, cool, you won the game, but just look at this. Let's look at the stats here. Stats don't mean everything. Once again, I just want to bring out the stats here.
So stats don't mean everything.
It's a 5-1 game. A 5-1 game, you should be able to see clearly. Look at the stats. There's nothing that indicates that Arsenal is like a 5-1 thrashing.
Even we lost the game 5-1. Because
what I'm saying is your performance.
Our team has more quality. We have.
That's true.
You're clinical. That's it. You're clinical. You're 7 shots on
So
target.
if we're clinical,
tell me how often you can play like that and win games in that manner.
So if we're clinical, why would you say that you're going to get a point?
Because you haven't been clinical so far this season. It was just a fluke.
It was just a fluke, yeah.
Have you? Hold on. Well, let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you this. Because I watch your teams on AFTV. And I've been watching AFTV. I've been listening to Arsenal. Have you? No, it was. Have you been clinical so far this season?
The team that scored the 5 goals, the most in the whole league this season, yeah, that's never been done before. It's a fluke.
Hold on. No. The reason why. Okay, no. Let me explain this. So hold up. So far this season, have you been clinical?
We've been all right.
Always. Not always. No.
Open play. Have Arsenal in open play been clinical?
In certain games, yeah, we have.
What games you haven't been? You haven't even created that many chances.
The games where we have been have been Wolves at the start of the season. We were clinical against West Ham. We were clinical against Forest, and we were clinical against you. So it's been 4 or 5 games out of the 16 that we played, or 15 that we played.
Exactly. Arsenal haven't. So I'm just saying, if you play like you did yesterday, 9 times out of 10, you might win 2-1. You might win 2-1 or 3-1. But you won't win 5-1. Regardless,
what you're not getting, though, but brother, what you're not getting, because I agree. I actually agree a little bit with what you're saying. I don't think we were great at all. And then to be fair, I don't think Goodley said that we were great.
I didn't say that once. I did not say that once.
Exactly, right? But what I will say is, when we ain't played well and you've held 5, that ain't good, bro, at your home place. That ain't good for you.
I know. It's piss poor. It was piss poor because of the defending in the box. It was piss poor. Like, I know that. But I still, what I'm saying is, that's fine. Well done. You won your 2 games. What I'm saying is, I don't think, by watching Arsenal so far this season, and even in these games as well, despite you being us 5-1, I don't think this Arsenal side has been good, or against us even. Forget about the rest of the season than they have in previous times when we faced you. I think you've had better performances, which you can be like, all right, cool. You carry that on to the next game, then you're gonna keep winning games and games. I just think you were very clinical, and that's a very good thing, by the way. But I don't think that's sustainable to have 7 shots on target and score 5 goals. I don't think that's sustainable.
Look,
Arsenal didn't have like
I'm
12.
with you on it. I'm with you there. I don't think
Yeah.
Arsenal were great. I think Arsenal in the second
Didn't
half,
say that.
when the substitutes come on, I thought we were a lot better because Rice was superb when he came on, which is what we
Yeah.
needed, by the way. Because Arteta, to be fair to me, noticed that he got it wrong with Havertz in midfield again. I don't know what we're doing with that, but it left us a hell of a lot light. I thought Partey was just getting run round. I thought Saliba was pretty poor. Defensively, I thought we were looking a little bit shaky. And in that first half, I've got to say, yeah, we were clinical, and that was why we were leading the game. But in the second half, from 57 minutes onwards, when Rice come on and Calafiori come on, I thought that we looked a lot better and started to control it a bit more. I just think Crystal Palace, as much as I actually do rate your side, I actually do think it's all right. I just think that there is a lot of defensive frailties, and the department of the defense was poor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was poor, and normally we're not that poor. Normally, Arsenal have so far this season 2 massive things happen. We haven't been that poor defensively, and also haven't been that clinical in front of goal. And that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's been the case so far this season. Now that the game is done, I want to, because last season when you beat us, you smoked us at your ground. Your season changed. You went on that mad run. So let me ask you this question. Also, this season, according to Arsenal fans, they want to win a trophy. They need to win a trophy. So based on what you saw yesterday over the last 2 games and so far this season,
the only trophy we're winning is a domestic cup, man. And that's if we do win a trophy.
But what does Lee think? Lee, are you going to win a trophy?
I don't need to answer that. I don't need to answer that.
I want to know. Yeah, but the thing is, Lee,
I'm curious.
I actually want to know where Potts.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the game.
Yeah, but we spoke about the game. We spoke about the game.
You were
I admit, we got thrashed. Like, we got thrashed.
Cool. Let me let Don ask this question because Don's got to go. So let what Don.
Yeah, I want to know, innit? I want to know because listen, Saka gone down is a massive blow, bro. Massive blow. Yeah, when you talk about GA, he puts up a lot of numbers for Arsenal in terms of creativity, in terms of the goals. You know, he's probably your most important player, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of found a semi-solution, Martinelli, but then again, it's against Palace, bro. Like, there's not really much I can take from that performance to say, oh yeah, Martinelli's now the answer there. Do you get it, Potts? So going forward, bro, how are you feeling about the games you got coming up? Because you got easier fixtures. You're staying in London now as well. Do you think that you're gonna struggle, or do you think that Arsenal should be able to like weather the storm? Would you say?
Brother, we're gonna struggle because we've been struggling for most of the season. If I'm honest with you, bro,
and that's why I had chest. Because we and we haven't.
I actually will stick up for D when he says this is why I had chest. Where I can't stick up for you is when you hold 5. You just got to hold 5 and go. I got it wrong. We were shocking and we were bad, and Arsenal were good. We got to move forward.
Yeah,
right?
I said we're shocking in our box. We're never like that bad so far this season.
With us moving forward, like, look, it's good for Jesus because I know we're all saying, oh, it must have been bad for you to let Jesus score. Jesus was good, man. Jesus was good in the midweek, and he was good yesterday. So hopefully he starts to show something because we're going to need something, right? I actually think he's going to play Jesus. I think he's going to go Martinelli, Jesus, and Havertz. That's what I think he might do. The other thing he could do, of course, is go with Martinelli and Trossard either side of Havertz and play Martinelli on that right, because he actually did look pretty good. What I thought was mad, Don, right, was I see him finally taking on his man on the right. It's like, why don't you do that on the left? Like, he cuts inside all the time, and he's so predictable on that left. So I thought he was good yesterday in parts, Martinelli, and there was a couple of people, Arsenal fans, saying, I didn't think he was that great again. I actually thought
Mitchell's really bad.
Like,
Mitchell's really bad. Martinelli was good. He's taking on his player, but Mitchell's been bad so far this season. That's what I'm saying. We need a left wing back. We need another left wing back. We need another.
We're going to miss Saka, man. We're going to miss Saka big time. I mean, I don't know how well he's out for. I don't know if it's long. It doesn't look good from what I hear. I think Arteta's come out and said it's not looking good. I think for me,
the first time I've heard Arteta be honest about something, and that to me is bad news, bro. He might be out till like maybe end of Jan, early February. I'd say that's a lot of games he's gonna miss, bro. And Champions League.
I wrote him off until February in my head. So if I get him before that, I'm happy. Because that's what I think he'll be out for. It didn't look that good. He doesn't normally hold his hamstring like that. I know people take the piss when he hops along and all that stuff, but let's just be real. Like he don't always, or limp or whatever they call it, but he don't come off. He don't come off like that. I see him on crutches. It don't look good, man. So he's definitely out.
Where's Raheem the Dream? Was he injured yesterday then? Yeah?
Raheem the Dream's now injured as well. He got injured in training. I don't know what happened there. He felt something and then wasn't in part of the squad. He actually weren't bad against Palace. Actually, people thought he was shocking because he missed that chance which he should have scored. But actually, I didn't think he was that bad. I just haven't seen enough of him at all, and I don't really like what I have seen, to be fair. So we've got some options now. Ethan might get more of a chance. I thought Lewis Skelly showed some balls yesterday, man. He's got some serious talent. He's a top player, top player. So he'll get more of a chance, I believe. But if I'm honest with you, the midfield was absolute dead, and Kai Havertz is becoming a bit of a problem for me now. And I know a lot of people don't like me saying it, and they don't like, oh, you're out of order on Kai. Look, I think Kai Havertz has a place in the squad, but I don't think he has a place in the way that Mikel Arteta is playing him. He's definitely not, for me, the absolute starter. I think you need to be utilising him at times when you need him, because there's no denying that he can score goals. There's no denying that he can cause havoc. There's no denying that he's a bully boy up top and he don't get pushed around. The problem I've got with it is he is not the number 9 that I want, and he is definitely not the midfielder that I want, man, because he looks awful in midfield. And I think he just gets in the way, if I'm honest with you. I know it sounds hard.
It's just a lanky.
Yeah. I
But,
don't
like,
want that in my midfield, bro.
He crashes into the box, but yeah, like even in final third, I think he lost the ball a few times. I don't know. I can't. It was on the other end of the pitch.
Rice come on and
like,
we
he
looked
wasn't that
good,
great.
man.
Rice was,
Rice
you've not been cooking Rice, but he was very good when he came on, bro. Like
he was
driving at his man. He was clinical in front of goal. He created a chance for you lot to score.
Imagine that. Imagine my
shock.
shock. Imagine my shock. Better players come on the pitch, or good players that play for a good team would beat a team like Crystal Palace.
Well, you couldn't be Everton.
Imagine my shock.
One more thing. One last thing before I go.
Wait, hold on. Aren't that same Everton higher than you in the league?
No, they're not.
Are you sure?
Are they? By 1 point or what? Like,
are you sure they're not there? Are that Everton higher than you in the league?
I don't think they are. Are they even higher than us in the league? So
are you sure?
Take that.
Okay, cool.
I don't think they are.
Hold on, Potts. Look at this now. So Arsenal got Ipswich at home next, and then you've got Brentford after that. You've got Brighton, right? I'm looking at 2 banana slips there, bro. I can't lie, because Brentford at home, yes, they lost to Forest yesterday, but listen, like Forest, they've been very good this season. You know what I'm trying to say, and I think Brentford have been better at home this year in comparison to away. And then Brighton, Arsenal tend to, Brighton over the years. I know last year you dealt with them both times. To be fair,
it's a good time to play them though. They're a bit dodgy at the moment, Brighton. That's a good time to play.
I know they are, but what I'm saying,
Brentford will be harder, but Brentford then have lost a couple of games of late too. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good time to play them both. I'm looking at that. We should be beating, if we've got the squad that Arsenal fans tell me that we have got, which I've been fighting them for most this side to say that our squad actually isn't as amazing as they make out. But if they believe it's as good, we should be taking 6 points there against Ipswich and Brentford. And then we should be taking points against Brighton as well. Then the cup games come. We've got Newcastle now twice at St James's Park and the Emirates. We've got Manchester United in the FA Cup, who, to be fair, look dusty. And they've got the North London Derby at the Emirates, man. So I don't know. I think I'll be lying if I said we weren't favourites going into every single one of them games. But when we haven't got Saka, it's a big, big blow, man. People feel like, I know that people get on your back about Saka, and like, I know you do rate him, and I know you and I've spoken individually about it privately, and you do rate Saka. You will admit without him, it's a big blow. Like for us, it's like he's the one you would not want to lose. Him and Saliba for me are the two I don't want to lose. Because even with Ødegaard, as much as we missed him, I think now we have actually got glimpses of players that can come in and at least do a job for a couple of games. If we're talking about doing a job, I'm looking at Raheem Sterling. Nah, I'm looking at Jesus wide, at maybe with a bit of confidence. Okay, Martinelli we've just spoken about. If you lost Saliba, it's really bad. They're the two for me I don't want to lose. So yeah, I'm going to struggle to get through this period of time with confidence that we'll pick up 3 points, man. I really will. I will. But
boys, I'm gonna love you lot and leave you. Yeah. Listen,
Love
everyone in
God.
the chat, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure that you're liking the video as well. You know what I mean? Merry fucking Christmas as well for the week that's coming. We've got this is London before New Year's, isn't it? So yeah, I'll leave it for that, man. But listen, Merry Christmas, everyone. Make sure you enjoy that one, man.
Love, man. Love, Don.
Bless.
Listen, man, to wrap up, let's just quickly talk on the situation with Saka Lee, and your situation with Arsenal, because I haven't really spoken to you about where you're at with Arsenal right now. And I know you and Dee were going back and forth about winning trophies and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to say you tapped up or you gave up, but the transfer window shut and you and I were very serious with each other, and we just were very honest and sort of said, nah, ain't going to happen this year. And I've kind of been proven right, I think, unless we're proven wrong in May, of course. It don't look like Arsenal are getting any better. I understand why people like rivals like D are kind of confident they can go there and get something off of us. Fulham and Everton have given everybody the blueprint. And I think we're going to be quite inconsistent this season, my bro.
Yeah, I listen, this is nothing will be a shock to me because I already foresaw this. I already knew this was going to happen. So what am I losing my head about? I don't need to. As I said, and people have, asked me about, if Arteta goes, I couldn't care less. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's the Messiah. I don't think he's this amazing player. But I also think, and this may be where I differ to you. I don't think Arsenal are going to struggle without Saka. I think he's a very big part of the team. But I think they're going to find ways. I think Arsenal's defense needs to just step up, and those midfielders need to step up. I think that's what they need to do. It is funny that Jesus is back and playing well. I don't think Havertz was that poor yesterday. I don't think he was as bad. I thought Partey, for parts of it, was very good, and I thought parts of it was very bad. And I think you're going to get that with the team for the next 10 games or whatever it is. I think you're going to see some good performances. You're going to see some indifferent performances, but we'll find a way to win. We're not getting anyone in January, attacking wise anyway. So yeah, man, like it is what it is. But bro, I really think people are losing their head about Arsenal's gonna, crumble. I don't see it, bro. For me, I don't. I think Arsenal have got some very good players, and they find a way to win. And yesterday's performance, whatever people want to say, I think it was more on Arsenal's defenders. Not when do we see Saliba make mistakes? So D can say what he likes about the defenders from Crystal Palace were making mistakes or whatever it is. So did Arsenal. When does that ever happen? We went how many games not conceding a goal away from home? We went like, what was it, like 15 games where we just would not concede. Spurs away, United away. We were going to get Man City away. So, like, why would I be scared about Crystal Palace? Why would I be scared about going away to Brentford? We're a good team. We just need to get the ball rolling. That doesn't mean that the manager's, safe. As I said, I'm not kicking him out, but I'm also not saying that he needs to go. He needs to stay. I think if we got someone in else, I'll be happy. But to sit there and make out that all the bloody chickens are going to be being let loose and we're going to crumble. I just don't see it. I don't see it with Arsenal. I don't see it with this team. I think I genuinely do think it's a bigger problem if Odegaard's out, because there's no creativity. At least with Odegaard, there's creativity, but what you miss is that killer instinct. Now, that's got to come from Havertz, Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard. There's 5 players I've just named there for you, and some of those fullbacks, whatever it is. Just find a way to win. That's all you got to do. And some of those games like Ipswich, you're not banking on Saka. You're not banking on Saka to get you the goals. You're banking on the team. As I said, I'm just not that like down on everything like you guys, some of you guys will be. But I can also understand why, because Saka's been such a big key for us. But yeah, like I'm not like
we'll see how long he's out for, man. It might get some nice news on it, and he might be a couple of weeks. You know what Saka's like. The guy's unreal, man. Before I come to D to close, this super chats I've got to bring in, man. Says Brombecker says Lamine Camara from Monaco is the next great DM. I don't know much about him, 20-year-old youngster. I've heard of him before, but it's more of a Kante style player from what I hear. So that could be one to watch out and could be an interesting one. Big up to Suge. He says big up Dan, the panel, and the community. Hit the likes and subscribe, people. Make sure that we do that. We've had well over 700 to 800 of you here for the majority of the show, so please make sure you hit the likes. We've not even got to 300 people, so come on, let's get up to 450. Hit the like button, it's free. Hit subscribe, it's free. Make sure you're following both Gunali and D from Back in the Nest as well. This one comes in from NetTweet, says why is Gunali wailing on a Palace fan, not answering the question, are we Arsenal going to win the league title under Arteta?
Why do I need to take my answer? I literally said it at the start of the season.
Yeah, that's true. D Green Gunali, he can't even answer. He's sent you a few here. This is why no other big club respects us. He also says, show this chest towards Bayern, you must. Well, we haven't got Bayern yet,
and again, I'm gonna repeat
it.
I don't feel like it's got to be a trophies conversation. I'm literally talking about the game that we played 24 hours ago, and people were going on like Arsenal, they're going to get points off of Arsenal, and they didn't. They got slapped up. They got moved to, and I don't see how that warrants that with the team that we were playing, because they're not that good. That's all.
Okay. This one comes from Manuel, says, I don't know how a Palace fan can have all this chest when you're in 16th behind Palace.
Bro, it's crazy. They're behind Everton in the league. Crazy.
By like a point.
You actually are. You're the same points as Everton. I can't believe that.
Huh?
You're same points as Everton. You know that?
Yeah. We're like 3 behind, 4 behind West Ham, and like 6 behind United. So like, yeah. What's
Well,
the
that's true.
called?
You can look at it. You can look at it like that as well. You can look at it like that as
Yeah,
well. Couple of wins in this league at the moment, and you move yourself up there.
yeah.
Bron Breaker says, talk about that boy Miles Lewis Skelly baller. Yeah, look, I'm a fan. I remember speaking to you, Lee, probably about 2 seasons ago in the youth game, and me and you were like, that Miles Lewis Skelly looks good. He was playing in midfield at the time. I'm
Listen,
a big fan of him, man. Big fan of him.
I'm more infused on him than Ethan. I'll be honest with you.
Wow. That's fair play, man. Fair play. AMT says, I think without Saka, it could be a good thing. Normally, things mostly go through him. Now, nobody knows. Would definitely be less predictable, that's for sure, because everyone knows where the ball's going, and it's the word of God and Saka. So now it won't be. And Sue says, for those who celebrate it, and I won't see, Merry Christmas. And that is going to every single one of you people. Hope you have a safe holiday spent with the people you care about. And if you're alone, reach out. You're not alone. Love for the love, and love for that, Suge. Absolute legend, and a lovely super chat to come to a close. D, last question for you, my bro. Title, you're in the neutral position. Liverpool looking strong favourites at the moment. They win their game in hand, bruv. They go 7 clear of Chelsea and 9 clear of Arsenal. Is it theirs to lose? And would this be a biggest bottle job, knowing if they were to throw it away from this situation?
I wouldn't think it would be the biggest ball job because there's still second half of the season to play. But yeah, it's their favourites. But I'll be honest, if this title goes to Liverpool, I think this is like the worst nightmare for Arsenal. Because for years I've heard, well, Pep Guardiola's there, at City. We have to wait till he goes. And City's had the downfall this season, and Arne Slot's coming in his first season. Yes, albeit he's had the similar squad, well, same squad as Klopp has, but yeah, it's Liverpool's. At some point I'm expecting Liverpool to drop points, but the question is when. I don't know. But yeah, they're favourites. They are favourites, and they are playing some unreal football. And no one can say anything about Liverpool about who they face. They face everyone. They face people in the Champions League. They face everyone pretty much in the league, and they're winning.
Best team
They're
in the world
winning.
right now, would you say? Liverpool, I reckon.
Yeah. Who's better than Liverpool right now? Bayern is not the same Bayern as before. They can be a bit inconsistent. Madrid ain't Madrid. And yeah, like who's really better than Liverpool? And that's crazy to hear because it goes credit to Arne Slot. And this is what I mean when I talk about trophies with Lee. I'm not talking about Palace versus Arsenal. I'm talking about Arsenal in regards to other big clubs. Like big clubs always win. They do win. Man United under Eric Ten Hag during the worst period, they still beat Pep. They still won a cup. He's won a few cups now, for example. And that's what I don't understand about Arsenal. It seems like from the fan base, there's always an excuse about, oh, we can't win this trophy because of this or that trophy because of that. Oh, we need to sign him. Well, it doesn't matter. Big clubs always find a way to win. So that's why I'm holding Arsenal in that regard. So yeah, I think Liverpool, if they do it this year, they're in the Carabao Cup as well, by the way. I think it'll be incredible. But yeah, they're my favourites right now.
Yeah, I have to say the same, man. Look, I think it's going to be Liverpool's
But
year.
it's not over, though.
I must say that. Look, no, it's not over, but I feel like it would take a bit of a crumble from Liverpool, and I can't see that happening at the moment. Listen, people, we're going to come to a close there. Stay tuned, though, because you're going to head over to Lee Judge's TV. Me and Lee are going to be talking on Arsenal, so please make sure you stay where you are and get involved in this big instant win opportunity with our sponsors, Reality Raffles. All you got to do is click on the link in the description of this channel, and there's an opportunity for you to get to the Emirates or a football stadium of your choice if you are successful winning these tickets. Now, there's an opportunity for a match day voucher of a package up to £500 and also instant match wins as well. So please make sure you're involved with this. FTM10 is the code that you need. It's only 99 pence for a ticket. Please make sure you're in it to win it. There is a draw on New Year's Eve. So if you're lucky, please do let us know on the channel if you have managed to get be successful and win this opportunity. So please make sure you get there. Loads of people asking me how they can get to games. Well, there's a great opportunity for just 99p. You've got to get in it. So FTM10 is what you need. Please check out manscaped.com as well. You've got FTM20 for 20% off of that as well. Links in the description. Make sure you go follow Guna Lee on all social media on YouTube. Make sure you're following The Palace on the same thing and Back of the Nest. And make sure you've liked and you're subscribed to Football's 12th Man. I'll see you over on Lee Judge's TV. Take it easy, people. See you next time. Up the Arsenal. Laters.